Yeah, I just clicked on live and we are going live in.
Gayatri Garu, make Kathy as a host while you are leaving.
Okay, okay.
Is District College, Haryana.
Yes, please.
Namaste, beautiful souls. I welcome you all to 21 Days Spiritual Science Doctor Retreat Day 11. Today, we have a divine soul among us, Dr. URJA SACHDEVA. She is born and brought up in Sirsa, Haryana, India. Is a scholar of Bachelors of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery from Ayurjyoti Ayurvedic College, Haryana. Presently, she is serving as intern at Civil Hospital, Sirsa, Haryana. Also, she has completed her BA in Mass Communication. She is an Ayurveda enthusiast and an amazing young soul, beautiful speaker, and loves to learn new things. She has keen interest in field of theater and music. Along with this, she is district member of Nashamukt Bharat Abhiyan, president of Anti-Crime Youth Club Women's Wing Sirsa, assistant director of New Satluj Senior Secondary School Sirsa. She was honored by CM and Deputy CM of Haryana in field of art and works. She has started meditation 1.5 years back under guidance of Dr. Sangeeta Nehra ma'am. She is also featuring in Quantum Kitchen series of PMC Haryanvi every week and spreading knowledge regarding Ayurveda, vegetarianism, and use of pyramid power. Today, she will be guiding us with Dr. Bruce Lipton's book Biology of Belief. So now, I would love to invite Dr. Urja Sachdeva. Please start your presentation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pooja, for a beautiful, beautiful introduction. Thank you so much. Namaskaram to all the beautiful masters watching this session today. As we all know, our 21 days spiritual science doctors retreat is going on. And as one of the speaker and one of the doctors, I pray to Almighty, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyat Dukh Bhag Bhavet, which means may all the sentient beings be at peace, may no one suffer from illness, may all see what is auspicious, may no one suffer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Urja Sachdeva, a Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery scholar, and today I am going to represent my book named Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce H. Lipton. So, I hope I will try my best to explain each and every concept and experiment given in the book and make it clear the concepts of the book to you. Thank you so much. And now I would like to share my screen. Now let us start with the today into the book. I would like to share my journey of meditation, my journey of spiritualism. This instance lets me in a feeling of shock, happiness, and surprise all at the same time. It was one fine day when Dr. Sangeeta Nehra visited our college, and unfortunately, during that period of time, our summer vacations were going on. But our professors were present in the college, and they got the knowledge and wisdom of Dr. Sangeeta Nehra regarding Ayurveda, yoga, and meditation. So when we went back, the whole class, our sir, our professor told us regarding the experience they had with Dr. Sangeeta Nehra. And I was, as a keen listener, I was so much excited to meet Sangeeta ma'am, but the question arised was how to meet ma'am. And I was very, I was very much excited to meet ma'am. But there was one problem. I had no option, no answer to the question that how I will meet ma'am. So suddenly one day, a divine soul, late Mrs. Indravati, called my mother and told that tomorrow I will be visiting your school along with Dr. Sangeeta Nehra, as we are running an institution in the city. And then my mother informed me regarding this. And guess what? I got the answer to my question, that how I will meet Sangeeta ma'am. And I was on the cloud nine. I was extremely happy to hear this. I just could not wait for the next morning, and the night seemed to be very, very long. Then next day, finally, I was able to meet Sangeeta ma'am, and she taught me meditation. And from the same day, I am a meditator, and she is my guru, my teacher, and my mentor from the same day. Thank you so much, ma'am, for putting me into such a great, great path. And I don't know how I was attracted to this, that I was this much attracted, that how I will meet. And I guess there was something behind that also, as growing up in a family which brought me, which I was grown up with the spiritualism, meditation, and a sort of Ayurveda in the home too. And all the thanks goes to my mother, Mrs. Shashi Sachdeva, and my grandmother, Mrs. Koshalya Devi, for nurturing me with such a culture. And also a warm, warm thanks to Sangeeta ma'am for taking me to this path and today giving me an opportunity to speak on such a platform. Then now comes my book. Why I chose this book? The answer to this question is uh, that first of all, my guru, my teacher, Dr. Sangeeta, advised me to choose this book for this 21 days spiritual science doctor's retreat. And also, there is a common mindset that we all are victims of our genes. And this book genuinely breaks all the orthodox related to this. So these, I believe that these should reach to each and everyone. So I will be explaining this today. Now comes the author of the book, Bruce H. Lipton. About the author, Bruce Lipton is an internationally recognized authority in bridging science and spirit and a leading voice in the new biology. A cell biologist by training, he taught cell biology at the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine and later performed pioneering studies at Stanford's University School of Medicine. He was born on 21st October 1944 at Mount Kisco, New York, United States. He is a great master in the field of epigenetics and cell biology and has been awarded with GOI Peace Award and USA Book News. Now, the contents of the book, that is chapter number 1, Lessons from the Petri Dish in the Praise of Smart Cells and the Smart Students. It's the chapter number 2, it's the environment stupid. Chapter 3, the magical membrane. Chapter 4, the new physics, planting both feet firmly on thin air. Chapter number 5, biology and belief. Chapter number 6, growth and protection. Chapter number 7, conscious parenting, parents as genetic engineers. These are the contents of the book, and I will be talking today regarding the a sense that is given in these chapters, and the concepts, the experiments which he has cleared through this book and these chapters. Now, the other titles from the book, from the author, sorry. First one is Biology of Belief, the book I will be talking about today. Then the second book, The Spontaneous Evolution, that came in 2010. Spontaneous evolution, our positive future and a way to get there from here. In this book, the author, this world renowned expert in the emerging science of epigenetics, reveals how our changing understanding of biology will help us navigating this turbulating period in our planet's history and how each one of us can participate in this global shift. Then comes the third book, The Honeymoon Effect, the science of creating heaven on earth. In this, the author explains a state of bliss, passion, energy, and health resulting from a huge love. He also states your life is so beautiful that you can't wait to get up to start a new day and thank the universe that you are alive, which can change our lives, our beliefs. So, my first question is that what do you see when you look into the mirror? Most of us will answer this question that I see myself very smart, or I see myself as a physical body, or I see myself as a soul. But when asked from the author, he explains, he says that you are not just single entity, you are a community of 50 trillion cells and not a single entity. That means you are a community and not a single person. And the mind is the government of 50 trillion cells, and if you have a good government, you have good health, and vice versa. That means if your government is not good, then your health is not good. Then before entering into the main content, I would like to tell the two different beliefs that comes from the ancient Greek before Christ. The first belief is of Democritus, that is around 460 BC, and the second one is of Socrates, that is around 470 BC. The Democritus, he believes that everything is made up of atoms. In this universe, in this environment, our surroundings, everything is made up of atoms. And atom is the smallest thing. Atom is the minimum, the smallest entity that cannot be cut. Means it is uncuttable. He also states that what you see is what you get. What you see physically is all there, and there is nothing in the empty space. He believes in materialism and life, like he says, everything in the universe is made up of atoms, and here we have empty space. So he says life is atoms colliding in the empty space, and the followers of Democritus are known as mechanists. Then the second belief is of Socrates. Socrates believes in dualistic philosophy. He believes in energy, that is, soul in the form of soul or form. Energy was present before life and it will stay forever. So, energy is perfect and ideal. Energy is unchanging. Then he also explains about the materialism, as materialism is physical reality and it is imperfect and corrupt shadow of the ideal. The follower of Socrates are called spiritualists. Then come two more beliefs mentioned by the author, that how cells are controlled. First one is Newtonian physics and the second one is quantum mechanics. The Newtonian mechanics believes that the universe is matter and the universe is a machine. And the second new science that came around 1925, it believes that energy cannot be separated, and everything in the universe is made up of energy. So as Dr. Khyati on the first day explained about the quantum healing and quantum science and quantum mechanics, so I guess now we know about the quantum science, and obviously the quantum mechanics believes in the energy, and energy cannot be separated. Likewise in Newtonian mechanics, it believes that everything around is matter, and matter is something, like, let me clear the what is matter to the people who do not belong to the science stream or science field. So matter is anything you see in your surrounding is matter, whether it be chair or table or pen or paper, anything, everything is matter. And Newtonian mechanics believes in the matter, and you can take a section of the matter and you can study. But energy is unseparable. Energy cannot be separated. So you cannot just separate and study the energies. It can be felt. Now comes the main thing that the author talks about in the book. That is the central dogma, or it can be called as primacy of DNA. That means that you are protein, we all are protein, and there is uniform there is unidirectional flow of information, that is from DNA to RNA and to protein, that is you, that is we all. So this model was given by Watson and Crick, and it states that information is unidirectional from DNA to RNA and then to protein, that is you. Okay, so your structure and function is scripted in DNA. This is the central dogma, this is the thing I am talking, that is acceptable by the science. Genes or DNA control life and determine character of your life. We all have heard this, that what is scripted in our genes is what we are. So that, but you do not pick the genes you came with. You cannot change the genes you came with. So you become the victims of the genes. Most of us believe that diabetes is running in our genes. Like, if my grandfather was suffering from the diabetes, my father will suffer from diabetes, and unfortunately, I will suffer from the diabetes. This is a common mindset that we all have in the today's generation. And also, this is what science teaches us, and it makes us powerless, because we know that if it is running in the genes, we cannot do anything. So this makes us powerless, and what you believe, you become. And if I believe that I will be suffering from diabetes, and I think I am powerless, then of course I will become powerless. These are the two things I explained just before this about the Newtonian mechanics and the quantum mechanics. Then there is one experiment by the author, a very beautiful experiment. He tells us that energy can be seen in the form of waves. As you can see in this image, here are some waves that are produced in the water. This is energy. So he explains that when, let us take two stones, stone A and the stone B. Okay. So what happens if I take the two stones of the same weight, and I drop them from the same height and at the same time? The stone A and stone B are dropped into the water at the same time and from the same height. The stones will fall in the water. There will be a ripple effect that you can see here. In this, the waves meet, and they get entangled. So this is called as constructive interference, that when the stones fall off at the same time, of same weight and at from the same time, they make constructive interference and collide with each other and get entangled. But what happens when I just drop the stone A just before 1 minute or just a second before, and let me change the time of dropping the stones? Then what will happen? The stones will fall from the same height of the same weight, but the timing is different. So the waves of stone A will collide with stone B and it will cancel each other. Why? Because they were not in the same rhythm, they were not of the same frequency. So he beautifully explains, when there are two waves colliding to each other of same rhythm and same frequency, they just add up and make constructive interference. This is the constructive interference. That means it's the adding up of the energy, and it becomes more, it increases. Then, am I audible? Then the second thing I told about the destructive interference, that is the wave A and the wave B. When the stone was when the stone A was when the stone A fell off just a second or a minute earlier, then the rhythm, the frequency is not same, and when they collide, the frequency of each other, it cancels, and this is called destructive interference. And we all have experienced this in our actual lives as constructive interference as good vibes and the destructive interference as bad vibes. So I guess you should increase your energy to reach the constructive interference. And uh, let me give you an example of the constructive interference. Like when you go to certain party or any function with your positive attitude, your good vibes, and you meet with the people of good vibes, so you feel more energetic there. This is the constructive interference, this is the good vibes. So I would like to say that you should increase your energy to reach the constructive interference. And so if in today's world we are hearing a lot of patients are suffering from cancer, and so if there is a cancer, instead of cutting it out with the incision from the scalpel, provide the positive energy to it, and it will automatically lead to cancer to go away. So how it is possible? Just meditate and increase your constructive interference, increase your good vibes, read good books, and it will automatically lead to a good vibes. Now, the main essence of the book, that is the secret of life. The secret of life I am talking about is not like the sky will open up and light will enter into us and anything like that. No, it's just a simple secret of life. And it will be beneficial when we apply this secret of life into our lives. So now we will be talking about how the cells works. Now you can see one image on the screen. It's a machine, a gearing machine. The gears are just moving with each other, and it makes the machine work. And this is similar to the proteins working in our body. There are approximately 150,000 proteins in the body. And let us assume the metallic thing we can see here, the gears we can see here, are proteins in the body. So, before explaining much about this, let me tell you that what actually this is a particular shape, but in the body, the proteins, each protein is of different size, different color, different shape. So what makes the shape different of each protein? Let us talk about this now. So there are 20 types of amino acids in our body, and as we have backbone in our body that gives us shape and we can move freely, so likewise amino acids have peptide bonds that keep them in that keeps it in the alignment, and it gives the shape, and at the last it forms protein. So proteins are simply amino acids bonded with the peptide bonds. Okay, so let us understand the proteins. As I have talked earlier, that the beads, like in this image you can see the small beads that are connected with the peptide bonds, and it ultimately forms the protein. So, as I have talked earlier, that the beads are the proteins, but that model is not perfect, as each protein in the body is of different shape and size. And in the earlier image, the beads were of same size and almost same shape, and just the color was different. So, let us assume these pipes in the image one are proteins. The pipes you can see here, first, second, and this one, third. In the image one, the pipes which are given are the proteins in the body, and when they are connected, we have kind of two type of shapes we can get, that is shown in the image 2, that is A and the B. So let me ask one question: which one of these is more stable? I guess you would not be able to answer my question, because I have just not told you about the charges on each of the side. On both the sides, you can see here is the negative charge, and also here is the negative charge. On both the ends, there is a negative charge. So, as we know, the same charge on anything that repulses and the opposite charge attracts each other. So in the A image 2, the figure A represents that both the charges are at a distance. So obviously that is more stable, because when they will be in contact with each other, they are both negatively charged. They will repel each other. So now let me tell you one thing, that the balls in the image A that you can see are, let us suppose that these are the signals from outside and these are positively charged. So when I connect the signal, the ball on the one side of the pipe, that is protein, they will automatically attract each other because the opposite charges attract each other. So one side of the protein is negative, and when I connected the positive ball to one side, it became positive, and then the positive and negative will attract each other. Hence the shape of this will be changed, and shape B will be more stable now. So hence signal helped to change the shape of protein, and when the signal from outside combines with protein, it turns out to be our behavior. When signal is not good, our behavior is not good. Let me explain it with an example. When we are sick or suffering